Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine, and my name is Dave, and welcome back to another Cat Week video. And why such the CATtitude? That's right, we are reviewing another cat board game on Cat Week, and this one is called CATtitude and from Mind's Eye Studio. Now, this is where you are portraying a cat, and a really devious and mischievous cat, where we all know if you own a cat, sometimes they can be a little trouble. All the way turned up to 11. You're stealing stuff, you're knocking stuff over, you're destroying things, all to try to get as many points as you can until you get 13 points and win the game. When I first saw this game, I knew I had to get it. I knew it was going to be a bit cutthroat, and sometimes that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but it's cats, so I had to try it out. So let's go check out the production, let me tell you how to play, and then I'll give you my opinion. Let's go. Okay, here's what comes in the box of CATtitude, and there are some good parts and there are some bad parts. Let me explain. The good parts are the cats. Oh man, these meeples are better than most cat games. Even though they're the same pose, they're in the small H position, they're all painted, they're unique, and they have their unique cards. Now, I don't know if you can notice this, but the first card is cut way smaller. It's so much smaller than these other cards. These are all cut the same, so I don't know if that was just a cutting issue in the factory, but the first one's not cut well. And some of these smaller ones right here, these smaller tokens, I don't know if you can see it, but they got like this circle wrinkle around every one of them. This is all good cardboard and all good art. The board is pretty nice too, but there are just small little errors that keep it from being great. So the cards are decent. They're not linen finished, but the art on them are great. The backs are very simple, but that is what you get in the box. Let's see how it comes together in place. Let's go. Alright, so this is a game set up for 3 players. You're going to give one person to the right of the starting player the human token, and the game is going to go as follows. There's going to be a cat turn, and then a human turn, and then basically that's going to sum up the round. What you're essentially trying to do as the cat is either steal, knock over, or destroy an item to get points. Sometimes you're cuddling up to the humans, sometimes you're trying to run away from them, but you're trying to do these things in order to get points to have the maximum amount of points to trigger the end of the game, which is 13. Once that happens, the game ends and that person wins. So let's go over how the game actually works. Everyone starts with 4 cards in their hand. Now the game is broke down on everybody's card, which is really cool. Lucky he's a rough one. He was the street cat. So what you'll do on your turn is draw 3 cards, move to any room via the hallway, play cards, and then discard 2 cards. You always have to discard 2 cards, unless you nap. We'll get into that a little later. Now on a cat's turn, you perform 4 actions. Same goes for the humans. Now all the actions, like I said, can be 1. So you will move from a different room to room for 1 action. So you can do that 4 times if you want to, or you can play a card. And let's go over the cards. So they're going to correspond to different items in the room that are already set up. The toilet paper has to be destroyed, and there's a different way you play these cards. You have to play 1 card in front of you, and then on your next turn you would have to play a second one. So it takes a little bit of time to destroy the toilet paper, because if you're a cat owner, you know that, and then they destroy the whole toilet roll. So now the other way that you can do something is just play this card right here, and this is a steal card. Now you'll take the cat, go over to the lipstick, flip it over to the disturbed side, and then you'll grab one of these house tiles here, and it'll tell you where you need to take this item, and you'll put it in front of the card in front of you, and once you're able to move over there, you will score the points, which is 3 paw points, and then the item will actually stay here until the human comes and cleans it up, which will put it back into this room. Or you can just destroy something and get points right out. You'll get 4 points, but you have to play 2 of the same card, and the human comes right away because he's like, what's up, what's happened here? You just destroy something? So you destroy the soap. Now if you have one of a few cards, you can get away with it. But if you don't, you get caught, and then you have to discard one of your cards and discard any of the trouble cards, which are these, that you played this turn. So let's say you actually had a hide card. This means you are hiding. You flip your kitty cat to that side, and then the human cannot see you. Or you can do a sneak card. Just go to an adjacent room. We'll go over here to the kitchen. Or you get the zoomies and you get the runs. Not the runs. You get the zoomies and you run. You have to go to a room that is not adjacent. So that's how you can get away with destroying something and not get caught. Or you can play a cuddle card, which will take the human to any room that there is a cat, and if there is no destroyed items that are flipped over, you will get 1 paw point for every cat that's in the room. So you would get 2 points for playing a cuddle for there. But if this pin was flipped over, the human would basically not be able to, you wouldn't get those points. People actually are going to be playing cuddles on you to try to stop you from getting stuff. Trust me on that one. There's one thing called napping. Now, if you don't want to take any actions and you don't want to discard any cards, you can just take a nap, which means you'll draw 3 cards and won't have to discard, but you won't be able to do anything else on that turn. So keep that in mind. Once the cat has taken its turn, the person to the right of the player will take the human and take its 4 turns, which are move, of course. Catch, you will attempt to catch any cats that have items that are disturbed. There has to be an item that's disturbed. And if they don't have evade cards, then they get caught. Or you can clean up an item in the room there. Do those 3 actions 4 separate times. And once that happens, you pass the human token, and then the next person takes its turn until somebody gets 13 points and is deemed the winner. It's a really simple game. It flows really nice. I wish the board was just a tad bit bigger. Now let me give you my thoughts and give this game a grade. Let's go. That is CATtitude. It gets a 78 from me. I enjoy this game quite a bit, and it's all in good fun. Everyone is controlling the human, making the life a little bit worse for all the cats in the house, and everyone is playing cuddle cards on the other players. So it's not like one person is getting targeted. Sometimes that may happen if somebody has the most points and they have 12. You just have to make sure they don't get that 13th one. And I didn't mention too much about the naps. You do get 1 point if you nap, but you can't nap on 12 points to win the game. You would have to get it some other way. The upgrading components that are in the box that are much different than on the back of the box here are really good, with the one exception of the weird cut on the card and the weird kind of indent on the cardboard. The cats are phenomenal and much better, and the human meeple is one of the best human little meeples I've ever seen. I really like it. And there is strategy in this game. You got to know when you can destroy, or when you just need to steal and get out of dodge, and you got to know where to send the human or when to cuddle. Balancing these things out and knowing when to do all those things and developing a strategy over the game, because sometimes you're just going to be fed a different strategy because you're drawing these house tokens and they can be various colors. So it's super random, and with the randomness of the cards, your strategy can be different though every game, but you're always trying to be a little mischievous cat, and I think it's so much fun. And this game is really good. Production's solid, the gameplay is solid. It does do the cat theme really well. If you're a cat lover, you're going to love this game, and I recommend it for you. If you like board games that have a little bit of take that aspect and kind of this is task oriented goals card play, then this one is going to be good for you, and I recommend it. It's a solid game, and I hope they do a second print and possibly make up for some of the weird mishaps on the printing. But other than that, it's a great game. So thank you so much for joining me in today's review. I am David. If you haven't already, click like and subscribe. And until the next time I see you on the next Cat Week video, have a great rest of your day. Have a great time with all you play. And don't have such a CATtitude. I'm out. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.